The weekly infection growth rate dipped to 0.98 yesterday, the first time it's below 1 since January the 3rd. The rate refers to the ratio of community cases for the past week over the week before, and a figure of more than 1 shows new weekly cases are increasing. Well, this comes as 19,159 new cases were reported last night. Aside from the 160 imported infections, the rest were local. Among those, over 16,300 were detected through ART, meaning they were assessed by a doctor to have mild symptoms. About 2,600 were detected through PCR tests. Infectious diseases specialist Dr. Leong Hoe Nam from the Rophi Clinic joins me now. Dr. Leong, it's been a while since we've had you on. It is the first time we're checking in since our infection numbers started climbing because of the Omicron wave. So Dr. Leong, how is your clinic managing the surge?
We do see COVID patients at the emergency department, and I can tell you the wave, it is just unprecedented. So many people falling sick, and we can barely cope. Let's be honest here, we can barely cope. Now, all this is done in emergency department, and emergency doctors have been fabulous in holding the fort. Now, if you do have a cough, runny nose, and sore throat, there's a 99% chance that you're going to end up with COVID-19. Even if you think it's just tonsillitis, but there could be COVID-19 with tonsillitis. And if you were to do the testing, 90% of them will be positive, and that's very typical. Now, the problem which we have now is that with so many people going into the emergency department, those who require treatment get sidelined. And many people are requesting for hospitalization when you don't need them. Case in point, I have a young girl who actually came to me yesterday, and she has had fever for 3 weeks. She has problems getting herself admitted to the hospital. Now, I could diagnose quickly that she has infection of the heart, which is a life-threatening and dangerous condition. Eventually managed to get her a bed, and she's getting treatment now. But you can imagine your loved ones may not get treatment simply because there are no beds in the hospital. So everyone, if you don't need hospitalization, don't come into the hospital. And if you're well enough, go home earlier so that you can make space for the others.
Well, Dr. Leong, there is a little bit of good news. The weekly infection growth rate was below 1 yesterday, and this is, of course, the figure for a single day, but could it be the first sign of Singapore coming down from our Omicron peak?
I think so. I don't want to count the chickens before they are hatched, but certainly it is a positive news. We might have started peaking this week, but let's be sure. We'll wait for about another 2 weeks. If the numbers are stabilizing there or it is starting to turn around, then in that case, we will be very positive. With my own back of the envelope calculation, I expect the numbers to start falling by middle of March. So that's coming up quite soon. So yes, I think I'm positive. I think we are hitting the peak, but we need the figures from next week as well as this week to be certain that the worst is over.